going on, ladies? Here are some telltale signs that that woman wants to crawl under your skin and be you. Number one, coming in hot, she has a mimicking spirit. Women who like to copy everything you do, like when you move, they move. She wants to live in your skin, sis. She wants to gut you like a fish and crawl inside of you and become you, okay? There's something about you, whether it's your personality, your career, your man, your friend group, how people look at you and view you. Something about you is making this person completely disregard themselves, dishonor themselves, and is causing them to completely shut down on their own self-development and progression and growth to focus on you and your life and what you've been able to do, and are now trying to take on the things that are meant for you in your life. And that is one of the most telltale signs, is when they're no longer working on themselves or focused on themselves. They're so wrapped up in what you're doing, what you're up to, who you're with, your hobbies, your body, how you take care of yourself, your routines. And they are so wrapped up in what you're doing that they're now trying to embody who you are in any way they can. That is the number one sign, the first sign, if you will, that they want to live in your skin. Another sign that kind of goes over a lot of people's heads is overflattery. If someone is like bombarding you with compliments and it starts to feel performative and it starts to feel uncomfortable, they want to live in your skin, and I'm going to explain. If someone is throwing and hurling compliments at you all the time and it doesn't feel natural, like we all know as women, we will big up our friends, we'll give props to women when we see them if they look good, you know what I'm saying? But if there's a specific person who constantly goes out of their way to be like, you're so beautiful, oh my god, I wish I looked like you, I wish I had your hair, I wish I had your skin, oh my god, where do you shop, tell me everything, like they just constantly are like kissing your ass almost. Please understand that this is not always what you think it is. A lot of people who are in the business of destiny swapping, in the business of competing with you silently, will throw you off by trying to compliment you. No one's saying to be super paranoid and like look at everyone sideways who compliments you, because you should be grateful that people compliment you. But if there is someone who's making you uncomfortable with their compliments, like every time you turn around you see this person, they're just so googly eyes, enamored, just drooling at the mouth, wants to know everything about how you do your makeup, asking you for tips about things, and just like constantly shitting on themselves to uplift you, that is a huge red flag. And I've seen this happen before with girls when I was in high school. There was one girl who would constantly give me praise, and at first I was like, wow, this is so sweet of her. But then it started to become like overflattery, and it started to feel very unnatural and very forced. Then later on, she ended up being really, really weird. Like she ended up trying to like glow up her life, which she should, but she ended up like unfollowing me and then trying to do everything I did. You know what I mean? And it was like, girl, you were a fan. Even though I didn't do anything to you, I don't know you, we never hung out outside of school. And like now you're trying to like become me. It's just weird. Like people will try to boss up on you or like level up off of your personality and who you are and what they were praising you over, which is just the strangest thing, which is why you have to really take people who overly flatter you with a grain of salt, because they're usually not genuine, and most of the time they want to be you. Another very obvious sign someone wants to live in your skin is if they go after every guy that you dealt with. I know we hear about this on like TV shows and movies, but if you're really that girl, if you're really that bitch, if you are really that fire, if you're really that beautiful, you have at least had one fake friend or one person that you've known, whether it be an acquaintance, coworker, whatever, be interested in or inquire about someone you either dated or were in a serious relationship with. It is always such a telltale sign when a woman who should be operating within some sort of girl code, because we all know that it's inappropriate to chase after your friend's exes, or if you were close to this person at one point or was around this person often and they're constantly trying to go behind you and deal with your leftovers, that is a very obvious sign that somebody wants to live in your skin. When a woman doesn't feel adequate in herself unless she goes behind your back and fucks the guys that you used to deal with, that lets me know that she actually puts you on a pedestal. She puts you on a very, very high pedestal and views you as the pinnacle of beauty, the pinnacle of sex appeal, the pinnacle of everything that she wants to be. And she feels closer to being the standard of beauty you're at when she can deal with the men you've dealt with. Because some women have this twisted, sick, weird idea that if a man that you were with is interested in them, then that makes them worthy. It makes them what you are. And that's where a lot of people get it messed up, because they'll see a man treat you really well, spoil you, uplift you, and take care of you, provide and protect, all of the things. And they'll think after you get done with that man, because that's how he treated you, that's how good he was to you, that means that they're going to get that same treatment from him. And it's like, that is the number one mistake I see a lot of side pieces make, a lot of women who like to run after women's sloppy seconds and leftovers, is that they think they're going to get the same treatment from the man that they saw the woman get. And it's like, no, baby, the material is not the same. Like, you see the material, you see what I'm working with over here. You're not giving that. And you're going to get a different version of this man because you're not me. What I required and what my standards were are not what you require and what your standards are. Period. So for a woman to think that she can swoop in and have your leftovers or your sloppy seconds and think she's going to get a better treatment or even the same treatment is actually delusional, because you don't know what I am and what I brought to the table for this man to want to do those things for me in the first place. So to think that that's what you're going to get because you saw me get it is very, very, very silly of you. Another sign that somebody wants to live in your skin is if they give you the cold shoulder for no reason, okay? Let's say you're at work and there's this one woman who just refuses to look at you. She refuses to give you eye contact or acknowledge that you're there, but then you realize that she begins to copy you in little subtle ways. You know, this ties in with the mimicking spirit, except this person usually tries to fly under the radar. There are people who are very obvious and don't care to show that they're copying you. So these are like your fake friends or your acquaintances who, you know, smile in your face and act like they support you and act like they love you, but they're really mimicking everything you do and they want to be you. The more covert ones are the ones who try to act like you don't exist. Whenever you find a woman who you're around who actively goes out of their way to act like you're not there, or who tries to act like you're invisible and treat you like you're insignificant, it's because she wants to be you. If I wasn't jealous or threatened or wanted something that someone had, I wouldn't be acting like they don't exist. I wouldn't be ignoring them. I wouldn't be treating them like they're insignificant. I wouldn't be showing with my actions that I'm threatened or bothered. But it's always the women who try their hardest to treat you like you're a non-factor, who try to act like they don't see you, like they don't see what you bring to the table, your value. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones you have to look out for, because those are one of the most like covert, most weirdest women you'll ever run into. And usually they do want to live in your skin, because you have to understand, they have a pride problem. When people don't want to give credit where credit is due, but they want to copy what you do, that is a pride and ego issue. That is a character flaw of their ego. They would rather act like you don't exist while tricking their brain into thinking that they're coming up with something original by copying you than give you credit, than acknowledge you, than be nice to you. You know what I'm saying? They would rather act like you don't exist while trying to walk in your shoes, while trying to be you, while trying to actively swap lives with you. Be aware of these archetypes of people, ladies. It's so important so that you always have your guard up, you're always ready, you're always focused on bettering yourself and leveling up yourself so that you never fall victim to somebody who wants to live in your skin. So ladies, drop down in the comment section, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll also be leaving my email in the description box so you can share your stories there as well. Have a lovely day, ladies.